Hi everyone, Matt here, Run the Planet, and today we're going to be doing a review of the Saucony Endorphin Speed that's now hit 500 kilometers. So this is a shoe that I think you could pretty much use for every type of run. You could use it for an easy day. You could use it for tempo runs. You could use it for threshold runs. You could use it for half marathons. Some people say, or quite a lot of people actually say, you could use it for a full marathon. It doesn't quite suit me. Being a 4-foot striker, I don't get the full benefit of the cushion in the back, and that's probably why I disagree with some people that I probably just wouldn't take the shoe to a marathon. I think it just feels a little bit too hard, a bit too responsive, and giving up the cushion on that. Most of the runs that I've used this shoe for have been on roads, pavement, a little bit of gravel, and a little bit of track work as well. I think it's held up really well. Just looking at the cover, obviously there's a bit of discolouring in it. I haven't really ran in it in really wet days, a few days probably more recently, but everything seems to be holding up really well. There's a little bit of fraying on the stitching around the laces there. You can see that just there. So the stitching's coming away a little bit, but I don't think it's anything too serious. And the shoe has done 500 kilometers, 300 miles or so it's holding up quite well. Yeah, obviously it's got the speed roll feature in there, and the idea is that when you land, it rolls through, and you can kind of feel the way it leans forward at the front. But as a 4-foot striker, you tend to kind of land like that, and you don't get the full benefit of the speed roll feature. But for me, that's not a problem. The shoe's very light. It's something like, I can't remember, I put it on the screen, something like 220 grams. It's a very light shoe. And that's why I think it's good for easy days, tempo days, any type of run you can do. I think a lot of people say that a lot of the heavier shoes are good for easy day runs, and these lighter, faster shoes aren't. But if you look at the tread pattern on that, you can see on there, the tread pattern, this is 500 kilometers, and there's still loads of tread on there. There's a slight little bit of wear around the edges. You can see this isn't as deep as it's kind of gone. The condition's absolutely brilliant, really good. So yeah, I think it's the sole is durable. I think it will last. We'll see how it goes. I'm not sure I'll end up taking this to 1,000 kilometers, but I'll give it a go and see how far we get. In terms of how it feels on the run, I haven't got another one to compare against, but it's as responsive as it was on the day that I bought it. So whatever the Saucony foam is, the power and foam that they're using, it's just holding up really well. It's got a bit of a look of it to polystyrene. But it's just holding up really well. Can't say there's anything wrong with it. I think there's a lot more miles to be had out of this shoe. So in terms of the lockdown, locks down on my foot pretty tight. The fit around the side, I mean, since some people tend to end up buying a shoe a little bit larger because the toe boxes aren't that great in all running shoes, but on this one, I tend to either buy a size 7.5 or an 8, and in this one I've gone the 7.5, and it fits absolutely perfect all the way around the front of the foot. So I like a tight fit on the shoe, but I don't like it to scrunch up on the toes too much. So in terms of fit, the shoe is absolutely perfect. In terms of running in the wet, it's another one of those where the tread pattern's not so, not so deep, and you would have thought that it wouldn't be that fantastic in the wet, but I would say that it must be down to the type of the material they actually use, rather than the cuts. When this stuff gets wet, it grips well. The other shoe I've got that grips really well in the wet is the Zoom Fly 3, and that's another one, when you look at the pattern on the base, you don't think it would actually grip very well in the wet, but this actually does. I mean, I wouldn't say they're probably about the same as each other. Maybe the Zoom Fly 3, the Nike Zoom Fly 3, grips slightly better, but not really that much. However, when you compare this tread pattern to the Zoom Fly 3, the wear on this is so much better. At 500 kilometers, I'll try and pop it up on the screen, a picture of the Zoom Fly 3. From a cost point of view, it's a little bit more expensive than the Zoom Fly 3, but in terms of durability on the sole, I wouldn't say overall quality. Overall quality, the Zoom Fly 3 is good, but the durability on the undersole is absolutely, perfect for the price. £155 against £140 for the Zoom Fly 3. Good comparable price, but this will last you a bit longer. So I suppose, of all the shoes I've got, I haven't got them all, but of all the shoes that I've got in the rotation, this is probably the most versatile shoe. So I don't know, suppose if you were going on holiday abroad and you only wanted to pack, you haven't got much space in your suitcase, you just want to pack one shoe to do your easy runs, your fast runs, maybe you're going away for a half marathon event, this is the shoe that I would take. If I do get it up to 1,000 kilometers, I think I'll do a quick recap on that and just show everybody what it looks like at the point. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, please do so, it helps me out a lot, and give it a thumbs up. Okay, thanks for watching.